starting. What's up? Oh, hold on. What's up, everyone? Welcome. Doing a live stream on a Monday. Just kind of fun. We're going to do some song analysis. I got my red J45 here that I'm using. I've used it a couple times in a couple of my videos. I use it when I tune down a half step, which I'm doing for this particular Nirvana song we're going to talk about today. We're going to do some melody analysis because this is a really perfect melody, as I say about many Nirvana songs. But I'm going to explain why this song is a perfect melody. So we're going to talk some music theory. We're going to talk about songwriting and what notes are used at the beginning of phrases, why he chooses these particular notes. This is really a textbook perfect melody, the song I'm going to talk about. It's not a song on Nevermind. It's not on In Utero. It's not on the Incesticide, the B-side record. We're going to talk about it in a second. I'm going to run my my sale of my Beato bundle for another week here. In the Beato bundle, it's got my Beato Book Interactive, which has got hundreds of audio examples, dozens of video lectures, just to let people know what it is if you don't have it yet, and a 500-page PDF. It's a website learning platform. My ear training program. These are all included for $99. It's like $300 and some odd off. The thing has hundreds. Ear training has hundreds of interactive training modules, 80 video lessons, and has a theory PDF. Theory and the two things are pretty much related. The Beato book, that my theory text and the ear training are related because they're both the same thing. Billy, can you turn up this light over here? Yeah. It's kind of dark over on this side. And then it's got my beginner guitar course in it, and it's got my Quick Lessons Pro. That's Billy. Billy's turning up this one light that's a little bit dark on here. Way better. Because I want you to see where I'm playing on the guitar when I talk about this. So this is a tune that's tuned down a half step. This is confusing to me. I said this to Billy before we went on because I'm going to show you the music to it. Because it's a half step down, it's very confusing for me to play this in the second position when it's the notes of the first position on the guitar. Okay, so it's a little brain warping here, but it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about chord tones and things like that. So here's the song. I'm going to start from the top here. It's off a 2002 release. It's the first song from the Nirvana compilation record that came out. This was really their last song that they put out, and it's one of their finest songs, I think. It's this song, You Know You're Right. Check it out. This is in standard. This is down a half step, so E flat tuning. Let's talk about this here. This is a thing that Kurt Cobain does in so many songs, and it's on purpose. And he may not know what it was, and it doesn't matter, but he plays here. He goes, so he plays these two notes. It's the root and the fourths. So it's implying this suspended chord as opposed to minor, which he's singing minor, but when it comes back around, you hear that note that comes in. Check this out. It's amazing. Right there. Oh, that's so beautiful. So mysterious sounding. Let's talk about the melody here, though. So, so we're on an F minor chord, even though it looks like F sharp minor, but it's 2 down half. So it's F minor. So he's going root, third, 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 to the ninth, do. It's a perfect description of F minor, since it goes F, so it goes root to the flat third, to the second, and back to the root. Second, flat third, back to the root. And then the second time, you won't be afraid of fear. Let me go back to the first verse here. There we go. I will never bother you. Second phrase. I will never promise to. Promise to. So he goes. So he's outlining this, clearly outlining this F sharp minor, this F minor chord. When he goes da 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 and goes to that flat seven, the flat seven gives you the color of that entire F minor, that beautiful F minor 7 sound there. Okay, it's a perfect melody. That's what we call an A-B phrase there, right? A, the A phrase, and then the B phrase is really the A phrase altered with one note. Then he returns back to A. I will never follow you. I will never bother you. So it's A, B, A, A, because they all end on, the A phrases end on the root, and then, check it out. Never speak a word again. I will crawl away for good. Okay, so then you go. So he's going, okay, this is confusing me again. I'm going to go to the music and look at it, because it confuses me when I'm playing it. I'm going to circle some things here. So when you go to this D flat chord here, the A flat, whoa, whoops, hold on. I just lost it here. Okay, let me gain this back here. Let me go here. Let me get this off here for a second. This is weird with this iPad. Hold on. Billy, how do I find that thing again? Where is that page? Is that it? Okay, there we go. I wish it would lock. Okay, I'm going to put it back on here. Okay, so this note here, I have to be really careful when I do this. So you got G on the D flat chord. That's a sharp 4 up to the 5th. Let me do this here. Right? So he's leading into the 5th of the chord there of this D flat. Da 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 da. So he's got that. Da, 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 da. So it's the 5th of the D flat da 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 to the sharp 4. So perfect. Then da da da. What's up, Chris? Then he goes to the sus4 on this, on the E chord, da 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 da, to the 3rd. It's brilliant using those upper extensions. So he has a sharp 4 on the D chord. Then he's got the sus4, da 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 da, and then he goes back to the verse part. So these are, so this is the sus4. That's the thing. And then he's using these notes, like this G is the sharp 4 on the D flat chord. Really, really sophisticated use of these color tones, or I call them haunting tones. And when I interviewed Sting, I'm not name dropping here, but I interviewed Sting and I talked to him about this, about, I said upper extensions, then I used the term surprise. I said haunting tones or surprise notes. Okay, that's where this is. What I would consider these. That when you hear that, right, you're then you go da 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 da. That note there, that na da da da, and then. Beautiful, right? And then he goes back. Then he comes in with this. Then he comes back in with this next phrase. Listen. And you hear that note, da, the sus4 on the da. So he has all these suspensions. He's using these sharp 4s, sus4s. He's using the sus4 on the tonic chord, the F minor chord there. You can hear it ring. Oh, so good. You won't be afraid of fear. Nothing was put into this, and always knew it would come to this. Things have never been so swell. I have never found them well. He changes the melody. Da, na, 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 na. Before he goes to the chorus, he doesn't use that sus on the E chord on the if you think of this chord progression, so it's like a 6, 5, 4, or a 1 flat 7, 1 minor, flat 7 to flat 6 chord there. Okay. Okay, this is what you would call a modal interchange. He's going from minor to right. That is a dominant chord right there. So root, flat 7, 5th, flat 7, 5th, 4th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. Perfect. It's such a perfect melody. I mean, it's amazing that he does that. Payne. It just blows me away how beautiful that is. And then da, na, na, na. But he goes to the 3rd, to the major 7th on the D chord, da, 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 5th, 6th, to the sharp 4 on the E chord, da, 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 da. Then it's 4 to the 3. I think when I hear this, the thing that I start thinking of is, what is Kurt's biggest influence? John Lennon. I think of songs like "Baby's good to me, you know," na 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 na, right? But Lennon's playing, right? So if you think about that, Lennon's playing this. I can't play it with a guitar like this here. Sorry. I tried to get you guys to be able to see it. I can't reach that down there. I mean, he does it up here. Oh, that's killing my hand there. But outlining that dominant, this thing, da na 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 na. Same thing when he goes, you know you're right, na 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 na. Beautiful. Listen. I love how he does that feedback note of the tonic, and then he goes to the 9th of that. It's beautiful. You know, you don't even need any chords if you have the bass line. If you have just the bass note and your melody is so strong that it's just outlining the chords perfectly, you don't need any accompaniment. You don't even need to play chords because it's da na 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 da na 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 da na 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 da na 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 right. So good. I love that. Perfect. That's like Rush there, right? Absolutely stunning. This is the thing that why I harp on Nirvana so much. Why I've always harped on Nirvana is the perfection of the lines, that the melodic lines are so perfectly written. And he had a natural ear for how phrases should get put together. And this is something to learn from. You can learn you can actually learn the theory of this because this really follows basic chord writing, what I call chord tone writing. If you think of an F minor chord, F minor, I'm going to put my thing on here. This is the stuff that is in my ear training course. This is what's in my Beato book is explaining this. I have a section called Chords for Songwriters. And I explain how melodies, how you should have chord tones, meaning the notes of the chord. The root, third, fifth, seventh are on strong beats, and non-chord tones and passing tones are on weak beats typically. And occasionally you have an upper extension on a strong beat. Those non-chord tones, those upper extensions, the ninths, 11ths, or 13ths, which add color. They're also called color tones or haunting tones, or upper extensions. I like to call them haunting tones because they sound haunting, especially in this. So an F minor chord, you have the notes, your 1, flat 3, and 5. So they are the notes F, A flat, and C, okay? The D flat chord, which is the second chord in the song, when it gets to that section, so you have 1, 3, 5 of that. And you have D flat, F, A flat, okay? F is the natural third, and when you and then you get the E flat. There's only 3 chords in the song: E flat, 1, 3, 5. So it's the notes E flat, G, B flat. I love this. Okay, so when he's doing that sharp 4 note, the sharp 4 here on this D flat is the note G. That's the sharp 4. That's that Lydian sound. That's a sound. That's an upper extension, a sharp 4 or sharp 11. And on the E flat chord, he uses the regular 4, the note A. The note A flat, would be A flat, which would be the regular 4. I said A at first because I'm thinking E chord, it's so confusing because it's tuned down a half step. I thought about this before we went on. Should I teach the song in standard tuning with the standard with the notes, because as you're looking at my guitar when I'm holding it up awkwardly here, you're seeing that F sharp and you're like, why is Rick talking about F? He's playing F sharp minor. Why is he talking about F minor? And I'm talking about F minor because that's, if you go to the piano and were to play it, that's where you'd be playing it. So I want to call the notes what they are in case anyone on here has perfect pitch and they're like, I don't know why Rick is talking about F sharp minor when he's playing F minor. So, so these particular notes, it's interesting too. When he's on the chorus part, right? He starts. He's really thinking of F7 sus4, which are the notes. So he's going da 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 da. He's going root. So it'd be 1 flat 7. Whoops, 1 flat 7. 5th, 4th, and natural 3rd. Those are the notes he's using, right? And then you got Sorry. I love that. So third on this chord is D flat, or think of it as D. Using the major seventh on this chord. Beautiful note there. Da 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 da. It goes to the sixth. Da da. And he's playing that. God, I keep missing the string. Da da. So he's using that sharp four. Da, 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 da. Using the sharp four on the E chord the second time around. So that's why this is called modal interchange, because what you're doing here is you're using parallel keys, right? It's parallel major and minor. So parallel major and minor. So if you're in the key of F sharp, if you're in the key of F minor, the parallel major is F major, okay? But Kurt's kind of swapping out this F dominant chord there for the one chord. He's thinking of this as an F7 or an F7 sus4, because that's really what he's singing in his melody. So when you sing a melody, you are describing a chord progression if you're writing a great melody. If you're writing a bad melody, it doesn't matter, because people aren't gonna, it's not gonna hook people's ears. And when I first heard this song, it blew me away, because the only song to me that's remotely like this is I Feel Fine by the Beatles. And it's not like, I mean, it has a similar move in this one spot. Da, 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 da. I mean, where Lennon's using, it's not in that key, Lennon's doing it in the key of G, which would be up here. Those same notes, if you're but down here. Same notes, different order, but describing the chord with the melody in exactly the same way that Lennon did, using the flat seven, the fifth, the fourth, and the third. And it always amazed me that people did not use how underutilized this chord is that in rock music. The dominant sus4. If you think of like Hard Day's Night, even though the chord is kind of a variation of that, or I Feel Fine uses that, or Roxanne, right, uses that type of a sound. On the Sting used that dominant sus chord, but almost no one uses that. And I don't know why. It's such a fresh sound. And why is it that those guys, why is it that John Lennon figured that out on I Feel Fine and used those kind of chords? This is, I was always fascinated by that. Like, why is there so few people that use this, but it's so effective? You know, this particular song, though, to me is as good as any Nirvana song. But every Kurt Cobain melody follows the chord changes in exactly the same way. Kurt would describe the chords melodically in the same way, where all you needed to do is play the bass note and play the chord together. If you think of, you know, I've talked about this a million times on here. Da, 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 da. He harmonizes right with da, 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 da. All I need to do is sing the melody and play the riff, and it harmonizes. Da, na, 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 He's doing sixths between the guitar part and the bass and the vocal melody. Da 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 da. Then he ends on the third of that chord there. It's perfect. Not singing roots on this chord. So it's da da, fourth to the third to the third to the da 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 da. Absolutely perfect melody writing. I can talk about every Nirvana song. If I think of I miss a comfort in being sad. It's in Francis Farmer, that song. To that fourth, da, 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 da. Haunting tones. It's all haunting tones. It's all those upper extensions. This is why, honestly, I never really talked about this before, but one of the reasons that I quit teaching when I was teaching guitar and teaching at Ithaca College, I quit being a college professor really because the music that was going on then spoke to me. The music that was going on in the early 90s really spoke to me musically. The melodies, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, those bands, all the melodies of every one of those bands were they were perfectly written. I could teach a college course. I used to teach their songs when I was in 91. I started writing down songs on the board of songs that were huge hit songs. And I would have my students analyze Nirvana melodies, Stone Temple Pilot melodies, Alice in Chains melodies. And they were like, what? These were all jazzers. I mean, I was a jazzer, but I was like, these are perfectly written melodies, and we're going to study them. I wrote them down just like this on the board with chalk. And I said, we're going to study these melodies because your ability to write a great melody, it doesn't matter what the genre is. Great melody writing it's all sounds. After you have a great melody, the context doesn't matter. It does not matter. All great melodies follow the same principles, whether they're Bach, whether they're Nirvana, whether it's the Beatles, whether it's STP, whether it's Alice in Chains or Soundgarden. They follow these exact same principles. Billy Corgan, they all did it. Pearl Jam, Eddie Vedder, their melodies follow these same rules. Chord tones on downbeats, non-chord tones on weak beats, you know? And frankly, songs that are hit songs on the radio, most of the hit songs, songs that are hits, nowadays, not so much. This is why music is kind of where it's at now, why I complain about some of the stuff on the top of the charts. Why things lack melody in some contemporary music is this thing. But the ability to hear this stuff and know what the notes are, this is why I do ear training. This is why I wrote my Beato book, so that people can hear these things. And what you're supposed to take away from this, go to my website and buy it now. If you've been waiting for a good deal, this is the best deal you'll find. There's no other teachers that sell their 4 courses for $99. If you can afford it, this is a way you can support the channel. You can become a member of the Beato Club too. But these principles, the idea is to be able to hear the stuff. You want to hear it and be able to play it when you hear it. You want to know what the notes are. So if you know what the notes are in relation to the bass notes, then you can play the melodies along with the things. Or you can play anything that you hear. And that's really the idea of this, is like if you're improvising, if you're writing a song, if you're not near your instrument and you're thinking of a melody, as long as you know the relationships of one note to the next, the intervals, and this is why I drill intervals so much. Da, 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 da. I think of the da, root, da, 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 to the da, da, to the fifth, to the flat seven, da, fifth, flat seven, da, fifth, da, fourth, fifth, fourth, third. I'm thinking of those interval relationships against what the bass note is. So those are the intervals in relation to the bass note. If the bass note is F, ba, F, E flat. This is screwing me up again because I'm thinking of the thing in the sharp key here. I'm thinking of just the interrelationships or the note of the chord. Root, flat seven, root, root, flat seven, fifth, flat seventh, fifth, fourth, fifth, flat, fourth, major third. And the thing about this tune is that it goes between major and minor because he's going, you're right. It's obvious he's hearing a da 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 na 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 na. That's the lift. The lift is the da na 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 na. Then he's like na 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 na, and he do da. Then he plays that fourth in the guitar on that first chord, on the tonic chord. He plays the fourth to give it even more of a mysterious vibe. When he plays that, listen to how that sounds mysterious. Food and the fair, and always know I won't move away right there. From here. Now I speak a word again. I will crawl away from God. I won't move away from here. You won't be. But he's going down. Somebody's like, does Kurt Cobain use music theory or was it feel? He heard great melodies. It's like Bach heard great melodies too, and Bach was able to write them down. It doesn't matter whether you can write them down or not. It matters whether you can understand them or writing them in the first place. And this is where the natural sense of melody. Kurt Cobain is a once in a generation talent. That's the thing. That's why kids are still listening to Nirvana. They have 25 million monthly Spotify listeners. Tom York, Radiohead. I saw me mention Radiohead in the column there. Tom York, same thing. I could be analyzing a Radiohead song. They're going to follow the exact same principles. All of them. Every Radiohead. If I did Airbag, if I did, Let Down, if I did Just, if I did anything off In Rainbows, like they all follow the same, everything in its right place. They all follow the same principles. Chord tones on strong beats. If you're like, well, I don't know what chord tones are. Well, buy my book, my Beato book, and you'll know. And get my ear training course and start working on your ear training because you'll start hearing this stuff. You'll be like, I know what the root sounds like. I know what the fifth sounds like. Are you going to be able to write out the melodies correctly? Maybe. Yes, you are actually. Once you do this, you will be able to do this. These are skills that come with that ability. So I was, my daughter Layla last night was practicing her recorder. And I said to her, I brought up this Keith Jarrett song that I had talked about on my Keith Jarrett interview and in the video that I did on Keith Jarrett last year. Not the interview, but I talked about this song called Spirits 20. And there's a beautiful recorder part in it. So I said, Layla, what's this note? And she plays it, she hears it, and the Keith's recorder is an octave lower, but it starts on the note G. And Layla hears that note, she plays it, and she says, oh, that's G. And then it goes down to F, and Layla plays F. And I said, why don't you just write out, Layla doesn't take lessons, she doesn't read music, but Layla can write the note names down, right? She can just write the letter names, G, F, E flat, and then just learn it and play along with it, right? You don't have to know where the notes are in the staff or anything like that. That's not important. It's like when I asked Brian May, not to name drop again, about Freddie Mercury, how would he teach his harmony parts in Bohemian Rhapsody? He came in with a notebook and it would have the notes A, C, F, F sharp, whatever it would be. Freddie, they'd have the piano over near the mic and 3 of them would be on a mic and Freddie would play whatever note of the chord that they were singing and they would sing those parts. He would say, he wasn't writing the note, he was just writing the names of the notes. They weren't on a staff or anything, although I think Freddie knew how to read. And they just sang those things. So you can do these same things. You can just write the letter names down once you know what they are. Anyways, that's my thing. You Know You're Right is the song. It's the first song that's on the album cover. If you just go to Nirvana, it's a 2002 release that they did of it's a compilation record. The first song. It was I think it was the last original Nirvana song released. So it's been over 20 years now. And it's unbelievable. It's a perfect melody. When I heard it, I was like, wow, they were sitting on stuff like that. It's unbelievable. Go to my website, rickbeato.com. You can get them. You guys are amazing. Check out my Drake video where I did a remix of a Drake song if you're interested. You know, I go through these top 10 Spotify countdowns. I play along with them. And I took the vocal, I recreated the track, and just to see, you know, what are some other melodic possibilities? Can you make it into a different kind of thing if you added some different harmonies to it? So check it out if you get a chance. You guys are amazing. Have a great week this week. And rickbeato.com. I will see you guys. Take care.